everyone. Welcome to the On Deck podcast presented by LineStar, your top MLB player prop bets for today, plus our home run calls of the day. Alongside Tyler Wiemann, I'm Shannon Sommerville. Got some great picks for you on what is kind of a smaller slate, and maybe a little bit tougher from a prop standpoint. As I was doing my research, I felt like it took me longer than usual because every prop I would find just one thing that didn't quite check a certain box in order for me to put all of my confidence into it to give it out to our LineStar community. So Tyler, today, a little tougher day looking at the slate. What were your initial impressions as you looked at the different matchups today?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting slate as a whole. I wasn't really loving a ton. There's only one prop pitching-wise that I really liked, but there is definitely some interesting hitting spots that I like today. I thought all the pitching lines were just kind of priced appropriately. So when that happens, I just tend to stay away.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about some of those teams that Tyler was alluding to in terms of good hitting teams for today and when we talk about some of our prop bets for today. But first, do us a huge favor before we get into our picks. If you could like this video, subscribe to our channel, comment below. A comment also enters you into our prop bets contest. If we go 2 for 2, one randomly selected commenter will win $50. Now, unfortunately, earlier in the week, I had been letting us down with our picks. Yesterday, I finally got my picks right, but Tyler's did not hit for us. So we were 1-1 in our picks yesterday for our main picks. So hopefully today, Thirsty Thursday, let's go out there, get some beer money, some nice beverage money on this Thursday. So let's get after it. Our picks are available: Underdog Fantasy, PrizePicks Sleeper, CHALKBOARD, ParlayPlay. If you don't have those apps, download them and use the promo code LineStar to get a nice deposit match. Let's get it going here. For today's slate, Tyler, where are you looking for a player prop bet?
I'm going with Roddery Munoz over 2.5 earned runs at -135. I love the spot for the Mets. Our LineStar projection is 3.2 earned runs. Consensus is 2.7. Munoz has a 8.03 FIP right now in the major leagues. While I think that is super high and likely to come down a little bit, I don't think today is the day that that's going to come down. He's allowing 50% fly balls, warm weather. The winds are blowing out double digits. The Mets have a 173 ISO versus right-handed pitching over the last 150 games. I think Munoz might have another tough outing today.
Yeah, and when you talked about bats that we like for today, the Mets are certainly one that pops for you because of Munoz's stats, and specifically lefty bats for the Mets might be good today because if you look at Munoz's splits, he does far worse against lefty bats, so that might be an interesting play if you're playing DFS or looking for some other prop bets. Now, if you're playing on Underdog Fantasy or PrizePicks, you won't be able to pair some of the Mets bats with that earned runs prop because it just won't let you. The obvious correlation there. So where I'm going with Brent Rooker over 0.5 bases. So Rooker just needs one knock for us, and LineStar's projection is 2.2, and our site is giving him a 4-star alert out of 5 possible stars. So pretty good shape today. He's been over this line 64% of the time this season. So on that alone, I'm fine with just rolling with it. But I'll give you some more stats to back it up here. Righty bat with better splits versus right-handed pitching. In fact, a 904 OPS versus righties. Remember, MLB average is somewhere around 720 for that stat. Going up against Minnesota righty Joe Ryan, 255th is where he ranks versus right-handed bats, and he's given up 5 home runs over the last 2 starts. And remember, Rooker is a bat that has immense power, so I also don't hate him for a home run today either, considering he's been top 10% barreled balls versus righties over the last 2 weeks and top 5% in exit velocity over the last 2 weeks as well. So I like Rooker. We only need him for 0.5 bases, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes yard today, considering all those stats that I just threw at you. So for today, as I was mentioning, Tyler has his one pitcher's prop, and I also like Mets bats, but you can't play that together with Munoz, unfortunately, if you're playing on Underdog Fantasy, ParlayPlay, any of those guys. So I still like a Mets a Mets pick for you. Starling Marte over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. It's one that cashed for us yesterday. In fact, Marte had a bomb yesterday. And today, LineStar's projection for Marte is 2.2. Over each of the last 5 games in that stat category, 500 average over the last 7 days. He's been on a heater and facing Roddery Munoz, who's giving up a 910 opponent OPS, although he is tougher versus righty bats, which is what Marte is. But then you've got the Miami bullpen 25th in opponent average. Also, the Mets as a team in the month of June, they've been kind of turning it on a little bit. They have the second highest average in that span. So I like Starling Marte once again over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI. You can also look to some of the lefty bats as well. As I mentioned, Munoz does far worse versus lefties, so that might be a good play as well. Francisco Lindor might be a good option as well. But when I looked at it, I was like, I'm just going to keep riding the hot bat of Starling Marte right now. He's been on a roll, so we're going to keep it rolling with him. What do you think, Tyler?
Starling Marte has been great. I love a lot of the Mets bats. I think for DFS purposes, I love that stack also.
Yeah, interesting stack there from a fantasy perspective. So make sure to check out Tyler's DFS breakdown for all of you guys looking to play there. It was just the other day, one of our coworkers hit it big. So, hey, got to be in it to win it. Check out Tyler's DFS advice for your next takedown. All right, now let's get into our home run calls of the day. Tyler, where are you headed for a dinger on this Thirsty Thursday?
Talked about the Mets. I love them today, and we're going with Francisco Lindor, plus 425 to hit a bomb. LineStar has him at a 22.1% chance to hit a bomb, while Vegas has him at only 19.7%. So in betting Lindor, there is a little bit of value today, and Munoz has been allowing 3.9 home runs per 9. He's been worse away. He has been awful versus lefties, allowing a 9.12 slugging to them. 313 BABIP, and Lindor is a switch hitter who 8 of his 11 home runs have been off right-handed pitching. Lindor is going to get hit at bomb today.
All right, for my pick, I'm going to a game that actually has the lowest run total of the slate for today. However, I still have confidence in my man Luis Robert Jr., plus 430 for a bomb. 4 home runs in the last 8 games in the month of June, including 2 of the last 3 games against Seattle, the team he's facing today. A 422 ISO versus right-handed pitching. That's the highest on the slate today, minimum 40 at-bats. And today he was supposed to be facing righty Luis Castillo, which I liked because he is top 20 in home run per 9 rate among qualified starting pitchers. And then I found out Emerson Hancock is going to be the starting pitcher for them. And I looked up his home run per 9 rate. It's 1.57. That's 21st among all pitchers, minimum 30 innings pitched. So we're still going to roll with Luis Robert here because also the the Seattle bullpen, 29th versus righty bats as well. So I think Luis Robert is in a great spot here today. Also, just like the fact that he's top 5% in barreled balls versus right-handed pitching over the last 14 days. He's on an absolute tear right now. Luis Robert for a bomb today. What do you think, Tyler? Luis Robert, another one on quite the heater right now.
Yeah, I mean he's been playing well and hitting the ball well. The White Sox are very, very happy to have him back.
Another one I was considering for a home run today was Shohei Ohtani, who hit a home run yesterday. It does seem like Shohei is back to himself. There was that stretch for a little bit when he really wasn't producing much and we weren't seeing the power that we were so used to seeing from Shohei. But I think Dave Roberts had said in a press conference that I think he was dealing with a bit of an injury, maybe like a hamstring or something. But over the last couple games, he's been kind of back to himself. So I also like Shohei for a home run as well. Not my main pick for today. I'm still going Luis Robert, but the Dodgers bats are a little bit interesting today, although you're going to pay for them if you're playing in DFS. That's for sure. What do you think about the Dodgers
super
today?
Expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the stack. My issue is that the back end of the lineup is so bad that it's hard to really get those guys. And the top half are all so expensive that it's hard to get a 5-man stack of them or a 4-man, depending on the site you're on.
Yeah, and actually the reason I kind of shied away from Shohei in general, he's facing Michael Lorenzen, who actually has really good splits versus lefty bats. Where he has struggled has actually been against righties. So that's kind of why I shied away from that. And ended up favoring Luis Robert for that. So, but I thought I would throw it out there. You guys can make up your own mind. And again, if you haven't already, check out the LineStar app to help you in DFS and prop betting. Tons of tools at your disposal, including our MLB Dinger report that has all of the tools you need to help select our players for home run calls, plus our props AI tool and our lineup optimizer. So check it out at linestarapp.com. And again, if you haven't already, do us a huge favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment below. We want to hear from you guys. If you got any locks for today, share them with the class. Come on, we're all trying to help each other out and beat the books for today. So good luck in all of your prop betting endeavors. Let's go get that thirsty Thursday beverage money. Good luck, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Good luck, guys.